Welcome to Oil and Gas Dialogues. Today we are joined by John Tillema from TWTG. John Tillima graduated as product designer from Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences. Soon after, in 2012, he co-founded TWTG. In his current role as CTO, he is closely involved in developing the vision and the strategy of this fast-growing company, and also supports a small selection of customers who are looking for ways to implement smart solutions into their existing environment. Welcome, John. Can you tell us a bit about what drives you and TWTG?
Yeah, sure. I think when we started TWTG, Internet of Things was just only starting. It was not even a thing in the industry yet. But coming up with new technologies and using them at the right applications really sparked us as engineers. I think we are with a whole group of people that are motivated to basically work with the newest technologies, but also bring them to market, not only play them around. I think that's something that really put us aside from other like design houses or anything else. We really went into a solution which we found in the oil and gas sector, where new technology like LoRaWAN wireless protocols were basically a game changer and basically changes that whole industry. And I think that's something on a day-to-day basis, showing that a relatively small and young company as ourselves basically can change the complete industry. That's still something that gives us a really good reason to start the week on Monday mornings.
What makes companies like Shell choose your products, for example, your neon sensors?
When we started our product line with the neon sensors, like 5 years ago, Shell was one of the first ones that believed in the potential of those. All our neon products are designed around the LoRaWAN protocol, which is an open wireless protocol, which is fairly new. And I think it shows a lot of potential. We see now a lot of industry giants choosing this as a wireless rollout on their industrial sites. But it enables them to basically digitalize assets that were never connected before. And I think that's one of the main reasons why companies like Shell choose our products. It's basically they're jumping on that digital train and making sure that a lot of assets that previously were unconnected are now suddenly connected, giving them real-time insights, continuous monitoring, and all at relatively low cost, easy to install, wireless, battery power, so fully retrofittable. So a lot of issues that they had with previous or existing industries we solve. And I think that gives us just an edge for those type of clients. Even if a small new company, which those really big clients normally don't like to work with, the solution is just too good to be true, basically, to let's set aside. And that's, I think, is the reason why we're rolling out full sites with them.
It's fantastic being a young company and getting the support from a global company like Shell. Wireless LoRaWAN-based solutions and wireless HART. What are the pros and cons for asset integrity of facilities?
I think a lot of those clients look at our LoRaWAN and see, there's another wireless protocol after Wi-Fi, but also wireless HART that's known in the industry for a little bit longer. Is there really a need for a new wireless industry? And I think that's where we prove them differently. We're not trying to replace wireless HART. We really believe that it still has purpose and really some unique selling points in the industry. But it's also quite expensive and cumbersome, and it's really not designed for scale. I think LoRaWAN really helps, where it's not designed for 10 or 20 sensors. It's designed for installation with multiple thousands. And if you look at it from that point, then the cost should be different, the installation should be different, the maintenance should be different, the data you get should be different. It's a whole different approach. I think LoRaWAN and our neon products really fits that new digital twin transformation path where a lot of our clients struggle with. We give them basically the tools to gather those data sets, which is simply and technically just not possible with wireless HART. It doesn't mean that there's no market for that. I think if you compare it with at home, you have Wi-Fi for certain streaming points, you have Bluetooth for other audio connections, you have a 4G or 5G connection when you're away from house, and you have even a wired connection sometimes if you want to do certain other things. And I think it's that hybrid of technologies that we see in everyday life, and for an industrial site, it's just not different. You use the correct technology for the right purpose, and if you find that right purpose with the right technology, you have a mix of product that is just basically unbeatable in its niche market. And I think with the neon product, we hit that niche market with LoRaWAN and high volume sensors just perfectly. And that comes all in that ATEX environment, of course.
Right. ATEX still a requirement with your products for safety purposes?
I think that's our license to operate. So if you look at LoRaWAN by itself, it first started as a smart city protocol with a lot of playing around, basically. And we took that open protocol. We didn't want a vendor lock-in, as you see with other technical protocols, but it should be open. I mean, Cisco makes LoRaWAN gateways, Yokogawa makes other sensors. So it's not just our protocol, it's an industry standard. But in order to use it on those industry, you have to make sure that it's safe. And I think in the oil and gas sector, it comes without saying, but if you're not ATEX or IECX compliant, it's all nice and go, but nobody will ever use it or install it on the site. So I think having our products and our new line of products are even Zone 0 certified. So really focusing on the heavy new hydrogen plants or heavy certified areas and be able to comply to those certifications with our products, and obviously with clients like Shell that show that we're really rolling out. It almost goes without saying. It's for us a second nature. I think after the years have gone by, we've become experts. We do all the certification engineering in-house. So it's for us almost easy is the wrong word, but it's really doable to make a sensor from day one, design it in order to be ATEX compliant. It's not an afterthought, not put a different enclosure around it or do it like that. I think the products are designed from day one to be ATEX certified. And that you see in cost, but you also see in use and applications. And in the end, you see that in clients rolling them out.
Absolutely. In this day and age, compliance and adhering to guidelines is a given. Can you tell us how you envisage the future of digitalization in our sector? And do you see differences between these regions?
We see, and that's the wave that we ride, is that going to normally unmanned sites or operations, that's something of the future, but something that if you want to be it in the future, you have to start working on it. I think the first step is a digital twin. That's something where we are really big enablers for. So in order to get a digital representation of a site with real-time insights, you need to have measurements on real-time or near real-time in order to make that digital representation. And I think our products are really key in order to do so. They are cheap enough and reliable enough in order to roll them out in really high volume on sites and assets that currently are monitored. So that's the first step. And I see with our clients, and we only do half of the solution. We help them with the products and setting them up. And I think it's that collaboration with our clients in order to make it just fit and feel like a little bit like a made-to-measure solution. It fits in their digital strategy. And then it becomes not only an asset or only a binary value on a screen, it becomes a data point of value where you can make predictions on. So I think what we see now is basically the second wave of clients or added value, that so to say, is that they go from measurements to predictions. So the sensors itself is only measuring, but if you use that data correctly in the right systems, we can start to predict downtime or safety hazards. I think going that direction, even a step forward, looking in the future, normally unmanned sites are not that scary anymore, not that far away anymore. I think with the help of these asset trackers, we can do that. Globally, we see different regions, of course. We are based in Europe, and with that, with the Rotterdam harbor around us, there's a lot of installations here. We don't always know for sure if that's just because we're here, but we also see a lot of traction in the Middle East, in Singapore, and the US. But it differs also per client. We see some clients that have headquarters in Europe tend to start their first sites here as well. And the same goes for clients that have headquarters in Middle East or in US, want to start their trials. But we're now moving away from the trials and bigger scale rollouts, and then it's becoming more just a logistic planning where in the world we start instead of anything else. So it's we think globally. We have to. Our clients are global as well.
Look forward to seeing you next week at the Asset Integrity and Reliability Show.
Looking forward to.